All right, guys. Hey, so I'm doing some art today. I'm also doing some Skyrim later tonight, but I'm doing some art today, and I figured, you know what? Let's make Kung Fu Panda. I recently watched that movie again while I was in the gym, and I cried no more than like 8 times during that movie. The fight scene with Poe is just so awesome. Nicholas, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Um, Tatiana, welcome. All right, so yeah, so like I was saying, I cried with Poe when he was like training with Shifu. It was just epic and awesome, and I was like, "Go, fat man, go, fat panda, you can do this. I believe in you." Um, I resonate pretty highly with Poe, being a pretty big fat dude who's capable of a lot of cool things. So whatever. But that's what we're gonna be doing today. Gonna be making Poe the panda. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. All right, so I actually don't have any reference images pulled up, so I should probably get those. But you know what? I will get those. Um, oh, hey, thanks for watching on the lifeguard stand. But don't don't let anybody die. That's all I ask. Don't let anybody die. All right. Yeah. So let's pull up some Poe the Panda reference images here. You know what? I think I even want to do him as the when he's like having that dream sequence at the very beginning where he's just like, I am the awesomest warrior ever, right? And then he wakes up and his dad's like, what were you dreaming about? And he's like, the noodle dream. Lying. So I think that's what I want to go for. Let me see if I can find an image of that. Here, we'll pull this. Let's see. All right, I got at least one for Poe. Attire. Let's see what he's. Okay, actually, people make Poe the Panda swag. That's a thing. That's okay. Don't Google that. That's a little weird. I ended up on the furry side of the internet. Not awesome. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so we are gonna go with. Yeah. Okay. So you know what? We'll save this image and we'll bring that in there. Legendary warrior. Yep. Okay. So just to kind of pull these things up as I bring them in, we'll go to downloads. Legendary warrior. All right. So we've got a reference image there. And let's see what else do we need. Hey, Cameron. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I'm still doing Skyrim tonight, but I figured, Poe from Kung Fu Panda. Let's make that today. All right, we're going to treat this as Legendary Warrior 1. We'll load this one in here too. All right, just try to get a couple of images for making Poe. We want to get, some images that are going to show us exactly what he kind of looks like. So when we go to sculpt it, we have kind of all the stuff that we need. So here's one of Poe's face. All right, and that's going to kind of give us some help for like how his eyes and eyebrows and nose and mouth kind of go. All right, maybe one more. Yeah, Cameron, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Every stream of that starts at 6, but I also do digital art, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to really try to do some digital art here throughout the week a couple of times. So this is kind of a non-scheduled stream, but... And one last, you know what, I like this image, so save that image, Kung Fu Panda, that's fine. Naming there, and it's Kung Fu Panda 6. All right, so here are my images, right? I've got one of him being goofy, Kind of tells me how his pants are going to kind of strap onto his belly there. There's not a lot of distance between them. And then the legendary warrior in his little hat with a staff. So this just provides some like costuming. Maybe I'll go that route instead of going just the this outfit. But maybe I'll just stick with this one. That's fine. He's got shoes on here with bandages on his feet. Not sure why they do the foot wrap. And then we've got a face thing. Let's see, actually, let's see if I can get an image of Poe just like standing. Poe the panda. Alright, you know what? That would basically work. Let me see about, no, let me get something. Yeah, this will basically work. Okay. And we'll just load in this last image, and then we'll get started. Oh, action shot. There we go. So there's our fluffy little panda buddy. Okay. So, alright, let's get started here. Now we're here, and let's get to creating. Okay, let's actually, you know what, and I'm going to pick just kind of a background image here, just so I can see where things are going on. Let's start out with Poe action. No, Cameron, I have never played Oblivion. Let's start out with this pose here. This doesn't tell us everything, but this kind of will help me set his belly up right. And you know what? Let's go ahead and make that a size 20 so that the model is a bit bigger. Okay, and then we're going to kind of move this down here. All right, cool. Now let's get started. So we're going to add in here a mirror modifier first, and then a skin modifier. Nope, that's a screw modifier. Don't need the screw modifier. Need the skin modifier. We'll add in a skin mod and a subdivision surface modifier. All right, Alt M, merge that to center. Okay, and now we're just gonna create kind of the skeleton structure. So here we go. So we'll take this directly up, and let's turn on clipping for right now, just so I don't have to really worry about that anymore. All right, and let's say here is kind of where his groin is at. Skadoosh. Yes. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Legendary Wolf. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so let's see. Some mirror modifier. It's doing what it needs to do. I don't care about that anymore. Let's mark that as the root. We will, you know what, turn off clipping. Pull off a shouldered piece here. There we go. That's probably fine. Alright, we'll raise this up just a bit. We'll say maybe his middle of the hip is there, and there's his knee. So, there we go. This will be the root. And select everything. Kind of bring this out. Because Poe's a chunky fella. Alright. I want to try to get a single edge loop here. Oh, no. Wait. No. There we go. That's what I needed right there. That'll give me that single edge loop up the top. And there we go. Alright, so there's the shoulder, kind of. There we go. And we're just going to expand that up. There's roughly the size of his arm. And for simplicity's sake, we're going to just kind of take this out here. Maybe shrink that down just a bit. And then see if I can get one of the other background images. Let's see, what else do I have? The legendary warrior. All right. Let's kind of rotate. Yeah, let's rotate this a bit. And then kind of move it over. Just so I can kind of see what the... So there's his shoulder. I'm gonna rotate this a little bit more. So it comes out to about there. Yeah, that's probably good. Hey, thanks for the welcome to the family, Commander Root. Welcome to the family. Thanks for the subscribe. Okay. So, there we go. Now I'll leave that for now because actually, and I need to be able to see through this. Okay, so let's go back to our original Poe action shot. Drop that back down to 0. And 0, 0. There we go. Okay. Alright, pull off a kind of knee there. So there's his hip to his... I guess maybe his hip is somewhere in there. I guess the way that shot's going. Let's go back to the UV image editor and just kind of get a really good understanding of this face. Legendary Warrior 2. Okay, so his hips, they're kind of the same size. Okay, so when his like waist starts, it's like the distance from his shoulder to his elbow is kind of the length of his entire leg. So like that distance there. Let's move this over just a bit and down just a little. All right, so that is pretty much his entire leg right there. All right, then he's got a foot down here somewhere. All right, let's move this up. Let's get his big old head in here. Because Poe is a big panda. I mean, I guess he might be a little small for like the typical panda in the Kung Fu Panda universe, right? That's what I seem to remember. Let's make that a little wider. Oh no. Okay. Now let's mark that loose. There we go. That gives me the result I'm looking for. So, panda head. Okay. And well, that is getting us some of the width of him, but that does not get us any girth here. So, between that, let's add a subdivision here. This will count as his belly. And let's make him a big boy. You know, let's mark that as loose too. What happens? There we go. Then I can look at this from the front again. We can pull this over just a bit. Yeah, he's a big boy. All right. In fact, you know what? But he doesn't have back fat. Poe is very counterbalanced heavy towards the front. So since that's the case, we want to kind of move his weight in here towards the front. And maybe I can shrink that down a bit. I don't know if Poe counts as thick, but maybe. All right, let's recheck. Let's recheck some of those. Like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and there we go. And oh, you know what? I need to split this screen. And let's pull up the UV image editor. Okay. So he is very counterbalance heavy. Yeah, I would totally be down for doing the rest of the Furious 5. Mantis is going to be the hardest one to do just because he's so small. But yeah, I could probably pull that off. All right. Yeah, and if there's ever anything that you want to see me sculpt or whatever, if you hit me up on either the sculpt or the Discord chat where we have the request channel, you can hit me up there. Or if you click the link where it says request down below, you can send me a request there too. Okay, what happens if I increase the subdivision? That's going to give me a little bit more, but that seems like he's too belly heavy. There we go. Because remember, Mantis had the hard time trying to put acupuncture into him. So let's do this. Let's shrink this down just a bit. That's even better. Okay. All right, we've got our fluffy panda. But you know what? I'm not trying to create this as a rig for like a character. So I'm just gonna sculpt this today. I was gonna try to do like rigging up and everything. Hello, no, welcome to the stream. I was gonna try to like make this his own character model and everything, but I think we're gonna make it look like this pose is what I think we're gonna do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so in order to pull that off, let's take a look at that from the front, and I'm going to need a little bit of a thicker leg. Let's get that a little thicker. Yeah, there we go. Our big boy's got some thunder thighs. All right, and then we'll subdivide that. And there's our knee joint. And all right, so both of his arms are going to be up in the air in a wah pose, waiting, just waiting. Well, funny story. When I was a kid, I had these like neighbors down the street, and they were like half Asian, half white, whatever. And we would play with. That doesn't really matter. It's just I don't know, detail I thought I'd share. So that we would hang out pretty frequently, and like we would fight because we were all boys, and we would play fight or whatever. But these kids had just like watched like a kung fu movie. Playing 500. Welcome to the stream. I refused to make a speed turtle. My students did that. I assume you're one of them. They made a speed turtle, and I kind of refused. Okay, so then we'll rotate that, and let's get this. But anyways, yeah. So they had just watched like Ip Man or something, and they were like, I can totally try this move out. Okay, so then this kind of comes down because he's got his elbow here, and his elbow's a little wider. His arms are kind of like puffy. Towards that, so I'm going to shrink this down just a little. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's start clipping on here. And before I do anything else, let's make sure all of that is completely centered on the x-axis. Yep, cool. And then we'll, oh, you know what? Let's go here. Let's apply the mirror modifier. So now I've got these, and I can kind of work and get his actual position, right? Okay, and this should probably, let's see if I can, yeah, because I'm not turning this into a character model anymore. I don't have to really worry about the center edge. If you're doing a character model, you have to worry about that because, part of the workflow is like setting it up, deleting it, and then using a mirror just to work on it, but I don't have to do that. So, all right, so here we go. We've got our puffy little forearms. Let's move this up. I don't know. Let's move. Let's move this down a little bit, and then we'll just. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I created the mirror modifier too early. All right, I don't need these. We're going to delete those vertices. We will add back the mirror modifier and set that up at the top there. Just so I've gotten the hands done and kind of started the feet. So, and then I'll put the things there to create our own vertices. So, okay. Now, for a hand. His hands are currently going up. And let's go back to orthographic mode. All right, so his hand is kind of going to go like up. So if we consider that the wrist, like this will be kind of the center of our hand here. And then let's look at it from the top. Okay. I'm a Panda, so yeah, welcome back to the stream. Thanks for watching on Twitch. All right. So now, how many fingers does Poe have? This is a real question here. I think it's 3. But let's check. Let's check. So we have Kung Fu Panda here. He's got 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 fingers and a thumb. Just check the rest of them. Make sure that's not just like one image. All right, Legendary Warrior, 3 fingers and a thumb. The little like hand pad. What's the hand pad look like on his other one? Can we? Yeah. Okay. So he's got like 2 separate little hand pads there. But definitely 3 fingers and a thumb. Okay. And Master Oogway. Love Master Oogway. He's awesome. Okay. So, wait, let's go back to where is our... Nope, that's his action pose. Pose face. No, no, no. Legendary Warrior. No, no. Legendary Warrior 1. There we go. Okay. So, now let's make a hand. So, Knuckle 1, Knuckle 2, Knuckle 3, and Thumb. Now, that does some weird things because we need to kind of shrink these down. And we'll shrink those down. And let's actually go ahead and mark that vertice as loose right there because that'll be the center of our hand. Okay. We'll pull those out here. Grab all of these and kind of shrink them down just enough. So, there we go. And I think he has, yeah, he definitely has a middle knuckle too. So, but I think that's probably about the length of his fingers, and he's got nails on the end of them. So we'll just pull off a thumb here. Kind of shrink that down to roughly the same size. What's the size on this? 0.382. 0.382. Make sure all his fingers are kind of the right size. There we go. Oh, shoot. That's actually a lot further down. So we're going to move this. It should be like here. And his thumb is kind of going like that a bit. I'm going to pull this back just a tad. Yeah. So it's very much a... Is this challenging to do, Nicholas? It is, but once you kind of get used to it, it gets a lot easier. So it's really just kind of like learning the tools and how they work, and then you do it enough, and you'll be fine. So it's not what I wouldn't say it's like it's not complicated. It's just tedious. Kind of in the same way that, like, if you've ever done any woodworking or metalworking or anything like that, like, it's not a complicated process to, like, whittle away the wood or use a tool and everything to get it done. But, like, if you don't know what you're doing, or if you've never set foot in a workshop before and you look at all the tools, you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? There's so much, you know? So it can be a little overwhelming when you're first starting out, for sure, but if you're interested in learning, I have another website. Well, not a website, but like I have another YouTube channel where it's kind of teach you like the basics of this. I've been toying around with the idea of like loading all of those videos up onto TKZ Life, but you know, I have another channel where you can do that. It's called TZ Teaches. So TZ and then teaches, all one word or whatever, and it'll take you like through the basics of like learning every bit of this if you were interested. If you're not interested, no big deal. Um, but that's there for you if you want to learn. Also, I learned from a nifty website called cgcookie.com, and you have to pay for that website, but they are top notch when it comes to like their instruction, and so you get a lot of stuff. You get a lot of stuff like that you would if you were going to like an art school with like 3D modeling and stuff for like $20 a month. It's fantastic. Um, so my wife is doing good. She's actually working today. We'll be probably seeing her a little later tonight um, during my Skyrim stream. All right, let's put an extra vertice because he's got that middle knuckle in here. Man, what I really want to do is like I want to, because he doesn't really have like defined knuckles. Even if we look at like that, like there's no defined knuckle. It's just kind of all like fat and fluff. Oh, that's his face. Like even in the most actiony of things, like it's still pretty much just like defined stuff. No, I don't think we'll be streaming together. No, yeah. I mean, we might stream together at like some point. There are a couple of games that people are like, "Oh, you should play that," and like we could play that together. But no, I have never played Skyrim before. Well, I can't say that anymore because I've streamed it like twice already. But I'm on my first playthrough ever of Skyrim, and so she's playing her dark playthroughs because she's played it enough and she's kind of like bored of it all and everything. So she's like trying something new, and I have never played before, so it's an entirely new experience for me. Let's rotate that down because we want to keep with his Legendary Warrior 1. How does his fingers look? So the thumb is kind of like that, and the rest of it. Playing 500, my stream schedule. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting at 6 o'clock. That's my scheduled streams. And so Mondays, I do a requested stream, except this past Monday when I did Skyrim because I was so excited to be back in Skyrim and nobody had really requested anything. But like Monday is requested, so I'll be finishing Doki Doki Literature Club on Monday. And then Wednesday, I think I'll be back in Skyrim on Wednesday, and then Saturdays for now are Skyrim because Saturdays are the only day that like I can stream for 6 hours, and my wife is totally fine with that, and I don't have to get up early the next morning for work. So that's my schedule, and then like I'll do streams like this occasionally, just to kind of help myself get better at doing digital art, or like help my students learn to do art better. Let's move this knuckle up. See how that affects things. Okay, so we've got our like wah, except nobody stands like that with it completely. So let's actually rotate that on the z-axis just a little bit, and then pull that forward just so he's like wah, come at me, fool. All right. Okay. Which one are you? Playing 500, which one are you? And Nick, yeah, if I'm stuck on something, absolutely. Feel free to give me a tip or a trick. I play Wizard, and I try to only use magic, so that's a little bit fun. Yeah, no, his stomach does look weird. I'm not happy with it, but let's see what it looks like in perspective. Like, I'm not happy with his stomach right now. And I think his arms are like a bit too long. Either that or his head's not right. But I'm not done really setting it up yet. So, but yeah, let's move this back down. Let's kind of move that back down there. Oh no, that just really screwed things up. Let's just kind of move it down this way. Huh. Well, good to know that ad block doesn't stop. Doesn't stop music on the Spotify web player. Man, I gotta get that. Yeah, so I definitely have some multiple images. You gotta get a feel for like how the um. Oh, Nick, awesome, welcome, man. How have you been? It's good to see you again. But yeah, you got to get a bunch of different reference images just so you know like how it looks, right? Because sometimes, especially with a fluffy character like this, it doesn't finding out where his skeleton structure is really tough. Like I'm having the same problem that Mantis had and Monkey had when they were like trying to do the acupuncture on him, and they just couldn't find his nerves because they were working on like normal humans or normal like humanoid figures, and he's so fat. Um, so because it's so hard to tell like where his bone structure is, you need a bunch of different images to be able to do that. I mean, it's basically humanoid, right? But like some things just aren't gonna work. All right, and then his head really. Okay, let's actually do this. Let's put a neck joint in there so that that neck joint is just there. So that way I can grab these two, hit Control A, and kind of bring them up. Now I don't. I gotta say I hate that. It's far too like Power Ranger alien-ish. Okay, let's actually just shrink that down. Gotta move that. Oh, now that looks like Baymax. Okay, well, I mean, I can do a pretty good job of fixing that. Let's just... Oh, no. I didn't want to delete that. I wanted to dissolve that. Yeah, because his head is all kind of like one thing, and I can just kind of carve in those extra pieces. But now it's closer to how his actual shoulder works. Yeah. Yeah, Nick. Blender is used for a lot of indie game developers. So, you know, because it's free. It does have a bit of a it does have a bit of a learning curve. But like if you're in a game development studio and you're working with like one of the top dogs like Blizzard or Bethesda or whatever, chances are if you're doing art, you're using Maya or 3ds Max or 3ds Max. You know, or some other one of the, like the big company like names, but Blender is or ZBrush or whatever. But Blender is a great tool for like doing animations, the 3D modeling, and doing all that, and it's free and open source. So, you know, it actually I like Blender more than I like Maya, and I have looked into Maya and kind of like the place where I work has licenses for it to teach. Like we have educational licenses, and after looking into it, I was kind of like, you know what, I don't want to even bother with Maya. It just doesn't seem right. Like it I looked at their interface and things just look wrong and everything. How long do I think it'll take to finish? I don't know. We'll see. A good sculpture takes its time. You know, I'm probably not going to finish in today's stream. Okay, I am... Alright, I've gotten that thing. Let's see, what's his feet look like before I decide to do that. What is his feet? His feet are like these little sandals, flat sandal pieces with bear paws on them. He's got his little flat toe beans. Oh, that's not going to help me. His legendary warrior, kind of like... Okay, there's like an ankle piece here. Okay, so since that's another one I'm using, we're going to go ahead and say what I really need to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply this smear modifier now. So now I've got the vertices. So now, right, like I can leave these vertices alone and it's probably fine. So let's get his pose right now. And now that we're in orthographic mode, let's look at it from the front. And I'll change this background image to be from that to the legendary warrior one so that I can really get this pose down and kind of really set some other stuff here. Maybe this... Okay. Alright, so I gotta really kind of reposition this stuff. No big deal. Okay, we'll grab all this. And we will, like, It's okay, Poe. Don't lose your head. Man, his head is just so big. Okay. And let's actually move this to the front so I can see this a little bit better. Alright, and that's kind of where his shoulder is at there, yeah. There we go. And that's better. Right now I have one object. It's just the panda. It's just one object, Andrew. Sup, Sword? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. In fact, let me go ahead. I can move myself. Come back over here. I'll move myself over, so you guys now can see the hierarchy. And since now I've got the image in the thing, I really don't need that anymore. And I'm still good on this. So actually, we can just full screen this sucker, and I'll move myself kind of back over. But yeah, it is just one. It is just one object. I hate this. This is going to drive me nuts, but we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to place it because it's not exactly the same. So we are just going to kind of grab up and then pull and place better. Don't know why I'm trying to use the object manipulator when I know the hotkey commands for it. So let's pull that up a little bit. Pop that. Maybe move it just a wee bit. Yeah, actually, since this is my first time doing this. I mean, I have done, like, if you were to check the channel, you would see I've done some I've done like a dwarf. I've turned in one of my coworkers into a dwarf for kicks and giggles. But yeah, as far as the Kung Fu Panda characters are concerned, this is definitely okay. I'm gonna have to leave that as a neck piece. So let's do that there. Let's actually go ahead, create a new vertex here. We'll move this down. I know I already just did this and like deleted it, but oh, and I don't have a side view of Poe's head. Oh wait, yeah I do. Okay, so wait, let's add in another image here. We'll go to Poe's face. Wait, did I pick the right one? I did not. Okay, Poe's face, and let's take it only from the left view. Oh, and then let's make this only the front view so I don't have to see it. I'll bring that to the front. We'll jack this up to 20. All right, and then we will kind of move this up and reposition it. Now, his head is not going to be that big, so maybe I can drop that back down to 10. Move this back over. I say that's about right there. All right, his ears have a weird placement because they don't seem to stay in the right spot. Yeah, this takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience to be able to create models like this. But if you can have the patience, it is well worth it in the end. Okay, that is slightly better. What the deuce did I do to this guy's shoulder? Oh no, it's just like up like that. Oh wait, I shrunk it. I shrunk his shoulder a bit. And then actually, his belly kind of moves over too. Which that's just going to be annoying. But I guess since all of this is kind of like Whatever. Let's go ahead and rotate this, because his foot is coming in like this anyways. I'll teach you later, Andrew. Don't worry about it. I will teach you this year. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's put that back in the back. Oh, that's post face. Let's put this one back to the back. And we kind of got it. It's doing some weird things at his hip, but we've got the general shape now. And we'll pull this up because that's going to go right there. This whole thing is just going to be kind of goofy till we get this solved. But let's look at it from the side here. And we'll pull these forward. And then this one comes up. And there's his knee. Aww. There we go. Now, if you were an artist, you'd probably say it's kind of like a skeleton, but not. Let's see if we can get rid of that. We got some weird stuff going in here. Can I mark this as loose? Mark that as loose. I cannot clear that as loose. Oh, maybe it was just freaking out because it had been marked as loose before. Okay, yeah, there we go. But now Poe's body's doing weird things, which I don't want that. So, back to the front here. And back into edit mode. And we're going to just kind of pull that out so that hopefully... I mean, it comes back. Can we mark this as loose? No, that's not going to do anything. What if I just make it bigger? Okay. Poe, you're messing me up, man. You are messing me up. Oh, wait. Let me just... Okay, and then we'll make this a bit wider so now it connects. It's still doing some freaking weird stuff, but clear it loose from that. There we go. Alright, how far can I pull this over before it, like, fixes itself? Dang it. Hey, Taco. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, let's try changing the route. Let's see if that'll... Oh, that does make a huge difference. And this is kind of, this is one of the most aggravating parts of doing this. Can that be the root? What happens when that's the root? Everything goes to crap when that's the root. Dang it. Yeah, his belly does have a kind of point to it right now. That's okay. We're gonna sculpt away that pointedness. Okay, that kind of fixes that. And then it's just a matter of like... Ah, okay. Well, that kind of looks like he's wearing a diaper now. But let's see if I can shift that over just a bit. Okay, so. And working with like a super fat character is not really the best for doing this. I probably should have just rigged it. But I've spent so much time doing it now. I hate that. Look at all that weird geometry that it's messing with up in there. Ugh, dang it. Dang it. F it. F it. We're just... whatever. Okay. I'll rig it. Fine. Okay. Was hoping to avoid that. But I guess it was not going to happen. And now Poe is doing something stupid. But now I can go back and we can just really quickly, like... Up. I want to scale on the y-axis, not the z-axis. There we go. All right. That is significantly better. Dang it. And now we just grab all of those and delete those vertices. Where the heck is this bubble coming from? Oh, right there. Wait. Oh, shoot, dang it. Okay, I just want that one. Okay, now I've got the bubble. And now I can make that the root again, which, oh, that should have fixed it. Ugh. There we go. That's a little bit better. Man, I hate that I have to now rig this. Alright, now he doesn't have really the belly point anymore. He's still fat. He's still fluffy. Let's actually just make his head just a little bit bigger on the X. A little bit on just the Y. Alright, and maybe stretch that out just a bit. Okay. Alright, you know what? And we'll shrink that down on the X. On the Y? How do I get rid of that? There we go. There we go. That'll make it, that's a nicer transition. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to rig this. That's fine. I really didn't want to rig it, but what are you going to do? Nothing. Okay. Nothing. I'm going to do nothing about that. We're just going to rig it. So, back to object mode. Duplicate this just so I can be okay with it. Shift D. Poe back up. Move that to another layer. Now we've got Panda. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of jump in here. Shoot, now that I'm rigging it, let's try to get some things here. I'm trying. I want to get a there we go. All right, whatever. I'll just make some pants. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So since that's Poe, essentially, let's take a look and just make sure the last couple of things line up here. Want to get and let's put a wrist joint in there. And let's shrink that down just a little bit. And we'll move this. Oh, that does disastrous things. Yeah, maybe not so disastrous. Alright, shrink this down just a bit. Alright, well, we will just, I guess we'll delete that wrist point there, because it doesn't really work otherwise. Alright, now to sculpting. I've had enough of playing around with the mirror modifier and all of these extra modifiers. Ah, shoot. This little thing here. There we go. Now it's kind of good. That's okay. All right. So now we apply everything. And yeah. Let's do this. Okay. So, rounder belly. Not as round back. He's probably got a pretty big butt. The image editor. Let's see if I got an image of the backside of Poe. Nope, just an action pose for him. And that's the one I had earlier. Yep, it looks like his butt's pretty big. Let me see if I can find another. Let me see if I can find a side shot of Poe the Panda. Which I don't know if the camera ever really shows us a full, like, side image of Poe. I'm sure it does at some point, but just looking on the internet. You know what? I'll take this. This will be helpful. So, Poe side. All right, we'll add in one more. Where is Poe side? There we go. Open image here. Okay, and that gives us a pretty good understanding of like how his back and neck and head are supposed to go. I guess his ears are just exactly on the top of his head there, like little bubbles. Okay, cool. Let's sculpt. And let's actually bring up the a smaller version of the UV image editor here, just so I can keep whatever it is I'm working on right away. And so let's look at his action. I just want to see what the front of him looks like while I'm sculpting on the front. I'll go to perspective mode. Let's plug in the digital tablet. Should have had this plugged in before I started the stream, but you know, what happens, happens. All right. And we're going to go ahead and save. I'll just save this as Poe. And enter sculpt mode. All right. Everybody does love Kung Fu fighting. It's amazing. All right, and then you know what? I just need some extra geometry here. So we're going to go ahead and kind of treat this like I did with the helmet. We're just going to come in here and just undo that. Make sure some of my options are the same still. That the strength gets transferred between brushes. And that let's move this pretty low. This is just going to let us kind of create some new geometry as we work. Oh, shoot. That ruined the fingers. Okay. So we're just going to kind of create some new geometry in here. Smooth it out a little bit. I don't really need to do this, but might help a little bit. Oh, it says on YouTube it's saying offline. I mean it. Oh yeah, because that's the only thumbnail I've got. I'm not what you would call a 2D artist, so I don't really have thumbnails to work with. So that's just my offline thumbnail for like, hey, people are checking out the channel. I'm not here, but come back when I am. Okay, so his stomach needs to come out quite a bit more. So I guess we'll start off with that. So let's go ahead and inflate this, because we kind of need big stomach on this big boy. You know what? I could pay someone for thumbnails. I should. But I think the thing that's going to prevent me from doing that is that I don't have a lot of extra money in general. So, but you're right. I have received some donations from my viewers, and so I should use that. I've only gotten $10, so maybe I can get on Fiverr or something and find somebody who's like, yeah, I'll make a thumbnail for you for like $5. Get 2 thumbnails out of it. I won't have to do that much longer, though. My wife is going to, like, art school. She's actually going to do... She wants to do art and 3D animation stuff. So, like, this is kind of what she wants to do. And hopefully once she gets that started, she'll make my thumbnails and her thumbnails for her. X-Park Girl, welcome back. How are you feeling? I know the last time you hung out, you were sick. Are you feeling better? I actually, you know what? Okay, I woke up the next morning, X-Park Girl. This is a little weird and maybe a little creepy, but I actually woke up the next morning after the stream, and I was thinking about you, and I was like, man, I hope she's feeling better. I was kind of worried. I don't know. Maybe that's silly. Maybe that's a little creepy. I don't know, but I just thought I'd let you know because you were hanging out, and I was like, oh, no, you're sick. Whatever. Okay, so we have a Poe belly here, a little bit. Let's just inflate it just a little more, not a whole lot. He's not, I mean, he's panda fat. He's not like sumo fat, so we'll smooth that down, and there we go. So you can use any art program for thumbnails or whatever, like Photoshop. Basically anything that's going to let you create like a JPEG or a PNG or whatever. You can do that. Krita is a free software. It's like Photoshop, but Krita is free, and you can learn to use that. I recommend that one out there just because a lot of people on the internet have said that it is kind of a like a free version of Photoshop, and it works really well. And it's open source, and people keep like developing for it. So okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna put in that little weird back head curve that he's kind of got going on, and let's take a look at the pose side. Here we are. Okay, now he does have giant shoulder muscles, so I will not be upset putting in some of these muscles here. Actually, will even increase his shoulder. There we go. So, and try to apply his fat fluffiness in all directions equally. Oh man, X-Park girl, you cut your foot. Ah, that stinks. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Are you like generally accident prone, or like do you just cut yourself before, or like hurt yourself before you come to my streams? Is it a bad cut? I hope it's not a bad cut. I hope it's not a bad cut. I went to the beach once. One of the most, and I didn't step on it, but my girlfriend at the time stepped on a sea urchin, and that was painful. It was painful watching her like try to pull that out of her skin. And of course, like I'm Googling everything I can, like how the heck do we get this out of you? And she's not listening to anything I'm saying because she's in pain, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Which is fair, because when I'm in pain, I don't really listen either. Okay. All right, so we need a feet. A foot. A feet. A feet. We need a feet of strength. So let's... Also, in the chat, anybody have, like, good... anybody have a good recommendation for a keyboard? Because I have a Rocat keyboard, and when I got it, I didn't go purchase it like on purpose. Actually, let's blob this out first. It kind of came with a machine that I bought, and it worked all right. But this is the second one I've had, and it actually like the keys die on it. So like on my numpad right now, the number 7 key doesn't work. And that's a bit aggravating. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're just kind of making his little foot here. Razor is good. Yeah, but Razor's expensive. It's more like the lines that I gotta like. I know I'm gonna have to pay money for it, but I just don't feel like paying money for it. But Razor is good. Is there a particular Razor one that like you enjoy? Sorry about the ad. Okay, so there we go. That's about where his foot is at, actually. Yeah. Let's kind of widen that out instead of it just being kind of bubbled there. We'll widen that. Okay. All right. And his feet are flat because they're actually wearing sandals on the bottom of it. So let me just gonna fix this real quick. There's his foot, and then we're gonna look at the bottom here, and we're gonna flatten the crap out of this foot. All right, there we go. Really? You got a Razer keyboard on Groupon? Huh. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, you know, I generally try to... I don't mean to discount Groupon, but, like, whenever I'm shopping, if it's on Groupon, I'm like, nah, I don't know. All right, so now he's got some flat feet there. And because of their sandals... Let me come in here real close and grab the layer brush and get us a real like layer feel. So I need probably like 0.05 height change. How does that look like? Ah, not enough. Okay. Maybe 0.1. X-Park Girl, it's pretty bad to eat a lot of sugar. But if you live in America, sugar's kind of in everything, so it's really hard to avoid. All right, and then we're going to come in here because it is kind of like, oh, shoot, where'd it go? Okay. Okay, and you know what? Is there another one where I've got his feet? There we go. I was zoomed in right on his butthole. I don't need to see Panda butthole in my stream. I don't particularly want to expose you guys to Panda butthole unwittingly either. So, you know, looking out for you. All right, and what I need here is I need to kind of create, let's look at it from the right-hand side. I need to create a flattened area on his feet here. So we're going to go ahead and crease brush. And we'll make it real small. And you know what? Not area plane. Let's do the view plane for right now. And no. Let's crease this out. That would be better if I crease this out. And then change the dynamic topology from relative detail to brush detail size. And then make that a little bit bigger. Oh, and probably lower the strength down. Not happy with that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's grab the flatten brush. Oh, from here, yep. And you know what? Maybe let's start with a mask. Let's mask out what I want to be affected. Okay. Yeah, I imagine my stomach would hurt real bad too if I ate 2 bags of sugar. X-Park Girl. Okay. That's really not going to give me what I want. So, instead of sculpting that, because that's going to take way more time than necessary to pull off. Okay. You know, I hate that moment when you're like, oh man, my brain thought of that right after I finished it, you know? Like when you're working on a task and let's move the cursor to the selected object here. Switch into orthographic. Jump into edit mode. Select everything. Put the base of our model here. Just in case I want to come back and retopologize this, whatever. You know, you're like, it works. It works really well. And then you're like, man, I could have saved so much time on that if I just done this instead of this. Okay, so we're going to start with a... let's grab a circle. Let's create a circle here. And we'll add in a mirror modifier. And I'm just going to make some shoes. And there we go. Yep. Cool. Okay. And then, yeah, we will put a shoe here. And let's kind of match it up, I guess, with how his foot kind of goes. We'll pull this out just a bit. Kind of push that in. Or maybe, you know what, maybe we pull this out a little bit more because he is kind of fat and heavy. You don't want your shoe falling apart on you. As you're walking. Which actually happened to me this week. I was like in the middle of class and I thought like, oh, my shoe's going to be fine. And it was fine. And then I looked down and the rubber sole has now come off the shoe. And that's not awesome. Okay, actually, let's undo that. Let's grab everything there and extrude it down. There we go. And we'll fill that in. And make sure that's in the right spot there. And we can grab this face now. Just kind of, well, let's turn off proportional editing. We can just kind of push that up and kind of grab everything and rotate it on the x-axis just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's not matching all the way. That's okay. I will go back into sculpt mode and kind of make his foot overlap that. But there's a shoe. Now, Andrew, I'm using two different objects, but this because I'm now having Panda shoes. Okay, so we'll go back into sculpt mode here, and let's take his foot down so that it matches the we'll come in here with the clay strips. We'll change that from brush to relative. Come back in here. Alright, we're gonna just kind of assume that if he were real and he was as fat and fluffy as the movie leads us to believe, then some of his foot is inevitably going to spill over the sides of his shoes. Yep, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right, so we've kind of got the basic shape of him here. He's definitely missing pants. We will add that in. Let's go ahead and actually, let's look at him from the front here. His, you know, he's got a donk, but he doesn't have... Adios, Taco, thanks for hanging out. He's got a donk, but he doesn't have, like a dirty diaper. So let's push some of this up. Grab brush. Okay. All right, and I don't really want to put bare butt in my search history, you know, like an actual's bare butt, but I'm gonna have to because I gotta find out what a bare butt actually looks like here. Nope, not a bare butt hammock. How about just a bare butt? Google image. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Yep. What came up was furries. All the freaking furries. Okay. I just want real images, people, of bears' butts. I don't want people in furry costumes. Oh my gosh, that is disturbing. Okay. That's just wrong. Okay, finding a bear butt. They don't have definition in their butts. That's a little weird. So, I guess I'll kind of give him a little bit of a outline of a gluteus maximus, and then, yeah, and a little tail, and then I guess that'll be it. And then we'll put pants on him, kind of hide the pants or let the tail show through the pants or whatever. Okay, but now I know. Okay. So here we go. Now, you might notice that I am doing everything I can to get this body ready and not touching the face yet. And the reason for that is facial details are hard. And I want to feel like I actually accomplished something today in this stream. I can do faces. I'm not super great at them. Okay, so he's got a donk. He's got his fat dragon warrior donk. Fat in that sentence was spelled with a PH. Just, all right, so he's got his donk. There we go. That's a bear donk right there, if I've ever seen a bear donk. All right, we're going to smooth that out a little bit. And let's place a tail. And we'll get in right here. And we'll blob on a tail. A little bear tail. Boom. Now he's got a little fluffy bear tail. Little fluffy bear tail. There we go. Oh, no. That looks wrong. That looks wrong. Okay, I'm gonna smooth this out. Cute little bear tail. Right there. Now he's got a bear tail. Okay. That's a little more accurate. Alright, we've got, and we can go ahead and come in here. Let's unlock that. Alright, we can come in here. Smooth that out. There we go. Alright. And now I guess we'll kind of add on some extra geometry to kind of give his arms a feeling of realness. He's a big old muscly bear, dragon warrior. All them noodles. You know what? You know why Poe is so fat? It's not cause he's a panda. It's cause his dad owned a noodle shop, and so like his entire life, all he's done is dream about kung fu, and like probably not done much exercise cause he's a panda, and eat carbs. It's all them noodles. That's why Poe's fat. Solving the world's problems. I'm like the game theory. I'm like the game theorist that they never put on screen. Mystery solved. Okay. So we know he has a couple of hand pads here. So I'm just going to come in here real quick and just kind of outline these. Like we'll kind of blob this or carve this. We'll carve this in a little bit. And there's his palm of his hand. There we go. Okay. Yep. And we'll come in here with our clay strips. And let's wait. Before we do that, let's take a look at his palms. In this one, nope, can't see it in that one. Can't really see it in that. Okay, so it looks like he's got a little pad on each finger. And so he should have, yeah, basically where I was creating this pad here. He's going to have a pad. And then kind of on this side of his hand, he's going to have a pad. So should go something like this. Okay, and then we'll come in here with a crease brush and just kind of lightly add in some like real fine definition of his hand pads. Don't want to mess these up. These sacred pads beat Tai Lung, some of the most feared warriors. In their history. Show these hands some respect. Adios, Nick. I'll see you later for the stream, hopefully. And next part, yeah, you might regret eating that much sugar. I know I do, and then every time I start regretting eating that much sugar, it's usually because I made like a wicked awesome cake, and then I didn't have any self-control. So I ate the whole cake. And usually about that point I'm like, man, I hate this. I hate sugar. Okay, and let's come in here now and we can kind of widen out his hand just a bit cuz it's pretty flat. And you know what? In truth, we should probably beef up the back of his hand just a tad too. Adios, Andrew. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to see how I set up this thing, feel free to tune into the beginning of this stream. So you can learn it ahead of time. Otherwise, you'll just have to wait till I teach you next semester. Or you won't be there next semester, so you have to wait for a while. Or until the YouTube videos get put out on TZ Teaches. So, whichever. Nick, I'm glad you're willing to stick around for both streams. Should be pretty fun, entertaining. Okay. All right, now his hand is roughly the right size now. Let's just kind of smooth that out and down a little bit. Okay. And his individual fingers look pretty. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot I can add to them. I could put that little claw on them, like I should do that. Oh, and you know what? I really apparently need to redefine that. I need to redefine this. I think I ruined it when I went to the side there. No, you know what? Let's put this in here and we'll flatten it. Okay, so we'll define this area. Here we go. All right, and we'll kind of flatten this to area plane is fine. Yep. Hey, Coverless Sub. Haven't seen you in a while. It's going great, man. How's life going for you? How much longer till your trip to Korea? There we go. Now we got his hand pads. They're not perfect, but they're okay. Got a general base here. So we're going for. If I could do this perfectly, I would be working at DreamWorks. I wouldn't be teaching. Okay, so still 3-month countdown. Do you have a written thing like, okay, I got time? Like, or do you like check it every day and you're like, all right, 180 days. And the next day, 179. I'm so excited. I'm ready. I know I would. I would probably have something I count down to go back. You got stuck in WoW, so like you were a part of that like new expansion or new storyline thing that came out to it. How's that going? Okay, and he's got his little bit of pads there. They're not perfect, but that's fine. Then we can kind of come and smooth these out just a bit. Inflate tool. Super low strength, like half of that, just so I can come in here and add some new, maybe a little bit more. So why, Coverless Sub, why are you more excited for classic WoW than you were about this new kind of expansion thing that went down? You'll have to forgive me for not understanding the actual terms. I have never played World of Warcraft. I do know a little bit of what kind of went down because I watched a game theory on it recently on like the giant 2.5 mile long sword that was thrust into Azeroth, but that's about all I know. Oh, let me increase that back up. Let's get a blob brush in here. Oh, and then instead of relative detail, let's go to brush detail here, so I can get some extra geometry added in. Oh, that is a crap ton of geometry that I don't need. But okay, just getting these nails on here. I'm gonna have to jump to the all right, we got some of his nails. And let's get his thumbnail on here. Gonna pop it on there. Yep. Come in here and smooth that. Okay. All right, now everybody's got the nails. He is ready as the warrior. He's got his claws. Okay. Now, let's go back to our action pose. Let's see what our action pose is looking like. Okay, so I guess I can go back to object mode here, and since now he's down at the bottom, I can kind of move him down, which should, yeah, there we go. So leveling was a journey. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I can see how that would like kill a game. Coverless stuff. I can definitely see how it would kill a game. You know, if you're going in there to be social and to truly feel like an MMO, you need that. Like, oh hey, I can like go to a guild hall and ask people rather than just like try to figure it out on our own. So I definitely get that. But man, it's a bummer that WoW has gotten so big now that a lot of the hardcore players have been kind of moving away from it and wanting that classic WoW back. But how long have you been playing WoW, Coverless Tub? All right, back to sculpt mode because I moved it down. Let's take a look at where we're at here. Okay, and his head and shoulders kind of go all the way up. Man, that's going to be, well, if I'm going to rig it, to be honest, I just need to get the size of his head. I don't have to move it. I'm assuming this is probably going to be it. So just increase the size of his head, and that'll probably be fine. Okay. Come in here with the clay strip brush. And actually, you know what I need to do? We're going to go ahead, and we're going to hide all this, because I don't want to see that while I'm working on the head. And we will hide all this. All right, now I can work on the head and not have to worry about anything. Yeah, you know what? When you do a dungeon or raid, you get matched anybody from the server. That's a bummer. You know, like, is that like they're still part of the same guild or everything, right? I don't want that. I don't want to get anything on the body here. I just want to work on the head. Okay, so since like I said, I've never played WoW. How many years does that equate to? Is that what, like 7 years, 8 years? Okay, so we've gotten. I think that should be roughly the size of his head. Maybe a little bit bigger. Not a whole lot, but a little bit bigger. Or wider or whatever. Okay. Okay, so now this is where the face picture is going to come in. Post side, what are we looking at as far as his face? I know we've got the roundedness of it, right? And then we're gonna hit the eyebrows and then the nose. So let's see what his face can look like. There we go. So if that's the front. He's got his double chin. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull off. I'm going to turn off dynamic typology for a second. I'm going to go down here and lock everything except... Nope, I don't want to mirror on that. Let's go down and let's lock it on the Y and the Z. So it... Oh, wait. Nope. On the X and the Z. So it only moves on the Y. And then we're going to pull off a snout here. Wow. Okay. 2 years every expansion. Okay. So you've spent at least 11 years. I mean, realistically, about 11 years of your life on this thing. That's insane. That's crazy that a game has been around that long. I mean, I know WoW is like it's the game, right? Like the MMO. Every other MMO gets compared back to WoW. And they're like, it's either not WoW enough or it's like too much like WoW. And it makes people not want to play. You know what? Let's change our curve here. Let's pull this out. So I'm looking at this, and we're going to go in the exact center. We're going to say that why isn't that working? Okay, I see what's wrong. Okay. Let's do more of this feel. Okay. Now we've got a little bit of his snout out there. And I can actually kind of carve away some of those extra pieces because I think, if you look at it from the left-hand side, go back to orthographic. Let's move this to the front. Yeah, I should probably grab... Let's grab these. Let's grab right here. Kind of push that back. Okay. We can unlock that. Adios, Legendary Wolf. Legendary Wolf. Hope to see you later. If you come by later, awesome. If you don't, have a good night. Have a good weekend. You know, Mists of Pandaria. I gotta say, maybe it was because Kung Fu Panda had come out, and and I was like, I freaking love pandas. That that was the first time when I was like, you know what, I might play WoW because it had the option of panda, and just so I could be a panda, which is a little silly, but I wanted to be a panda, man. I wanted to be a panda. I already kind of eat like a panda, so you know, just wanted to be one. Okay, and we can bring back that now. I've got the kind of the shape of the head. Yep, there we go. And let's turn back on this mirror so I don't have to mimic both sides. Turn back on dynamic topology. Let's symmetrize the negative to the positive. There we go. Man, so they've dropped down. I wonder how many subscribers they have these days. Okay, his chin is a lot fatter, so we'll come down here and we'll kind of build this out. He's got a double chin.
Is the snooze bar the highlight of your Sunday? This is not another maybe next weekend. This is the Royal Caribbean. This is rise and climb into a kayaking.
Okay, now here's the thing. His panda face just kind of comes out. Like, it doesn't... Huh. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to say that his...
Summer may be ending, but the deals are just heating up on eBay with up to 70% off home and fashion. That Adidas gear, up to 70% off.
Okay.
That patio chair you
So let's go back to the grab brush. And we're going to say that it's not going to come... Huh. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? Like they are releasing new content, so people are going to come back, play that new content for a little bit, right? And then so like see how everything is going, and then once they kind of finish that new content, they're going to be like, "All right, I'm done." So that kind of makes sense. I have a friend of mine who has been playing WoW, kind of like you, on and off. And he always, every time there's like a new expansion, he's like, I'm not going back to WoW. I'm not going back. And just about every time he goes back. It's really funny. But you know, it's your first love, right? Like, it's your first MMO love game. It's one of the best MMOs of all time. And it's got to be hard to just give up like that, you know? So, makes sense. I don't judge him. I used to judge him. I judge him for saying I'm never going back, and then he goes back. I definitely do that. But I used to be like, oh, World of Warcraft, that's a dumb game. And then, you know, it's been around for a ton of time. So, and it is one of the best. But I know for a fact that if I tried to get into WoW, I for sure would encounter a lot of trouble in my marriage. That would happen without a doubt, because I am one of those guys that can like really get addicted to a game and like really love playing it and stop paying attention to anything else in life. And my wife would not be happy about that. She got aggravated last week after my stream ended at 1 in the morning. So, yeah, the power of nostalgia is real there, Coveless Tub. It is real. All right, cool. I've got his face pretty well outlined. Let me just push some of this stuff back. And we'll give a slight crease here. Let's lower this down. I'll just come in here and we'll crease this back. And we'll say that, you know, like here's his snout area. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I want it creased all the way back here. I'd like his snout to be kind of back in that region, because that's all really his snout, right? And then yeah, and then he's got puffy cheeks. So okay. Okay, so there's a snout area, and we're gonna come in here and smooth this. Okay, and he's gonna have some puffy cheeks, so we'll come in here with a little bit of a blob. Now, obviously, it's pretty strong, so we'll bring that down so I can. All right, and now it's time to kind of mark out his little eye area here. So we're going to grab the masking brush, turn off dynamic topology, come in here with get his little panda snout or eye patch, whatever I guess whatever you wanna call it. Okay. And since all I want to work on right now is the eyes, that's what we're gonna do. Switch the cycle cylinder and let's invert that mask, and we will. Let's take this in. Oh, dynamic topology. Let's turn you back on, please. All right. Huh. Yeah, I feel that. That's I gotta say, like one of my first video game loves was probably uh, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, right? No. It would be Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for sure. That's definitely one of mine. And every game after that has been good. It's been good, but I have been chasing. I have been hoping for Ocarina of Time level dungeons and stuff like since the beginning there, and I just haven't gotten it. So like every new Zelda game feels fantastic. Like this is wonderful. And then they said, Breath of the Wild's coming out, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be the greatest game ever. There's gonna be so much to do. It's gonna be open world, experience Hyrule. You've never experienced it before, and everything. And you get in there, and I'm like, okay, where are the Ocarina of Time level dungeons? Where is the constant needing to go back and redo a dungeon that you've already done once before? Where is all that? And it just wasn't there. And I gotta say, I was pretty disappointed on that. I still love Breath of the Wild. Still love a lot of the Zelda games, but yeah, I keep going back because I keep hoping that Zelda is gonna give us the amount of content and dungeons and stuff that went into Ocarina of Time. So I feel that. Okay, so that looks really creepy. So we're gonna go ahead and clear that. And no face is complete without eyes. So I think let's take a minute and put the eyes in here. And we'll just say that's the center eye, whatever. Okay, and we'll create a UV sphere. Apply mirror modifier. Rotate. 90 degrees on the x-axis. There we go. Scale it down. Pull that sucker over. Okay. Okay. Still got a lot of work to do on this, but let's place those. Let's see actually how far. Let me see if I can get a better image here of his face. So off his nose, they are like if his snout is here, which I actually made his snout way too big. Way too big. So I'm gonna have to fix that. So his eyes really should be about there. That makes sense. And then maybe pull that back just a bit. So that's where his eyes really should be about. And then I gotta fix that snout because it really doesn't need to be that large. That looks more like a Psyduck than a Kung Fu Panda bear. Poe. Yeah, you know, Link Between Worlds is really good. No, on YouTube. Really, you gave up on Twilight Princess? Dude, Twilight Princess was awesome. Twilight Princess had the dungeons and like the challenge that I was looking for, or that I've been looking for since Ocarina. You know, so like Twilight Princess for me is like it's the Ocarina of Time that is just a little darker, but there was so much extra content and stuff thrown in there. It felt like the real Zelda game. You know, Breath of the Wild was a really big disappointment because of all the Korok Seeds stupidity. All right, let's get back into this. Nope. I want to leave those where those are. Let's grab this, go back to sculpt mode. Now that his eyes are in place, I can accurately kind of keep that. So we'll kind of bring this in a little. Let's smooth that out. All right, that's kind of where we'll figure this out. Yeah, Twilight Princess really is hot topic Ocarina. But dang it, it was fun. It was fun. But some of the things in it were kind of confusing. The play style of switching between the wolf and like Wolf Link and normal Link was fun and interesting, but it took a lot of getting used to. But Midna was actually a pretty good helper. Like out of all the helpers that have been in the Zelda universe, Midna was probably one of the best. Navi was the first, and so everybody loves her, but Midna was actually a pretty good helper. Okay, so there's our nose piece here. And now let's kind of grab the crease brush, switch to brush detail, shrink the brush down a little bit, and we'll come in here and just kind of like smooth that out just a wee bit. Smooth it just a bit. Okay, and his mouth kind of comes down here like that. And in truth, I should probably get rid of that. And you know what? Actually, yeah. So my first, it was the Game Boy Color Zelda games that really made me mad Like, I stopped playing Zelda for a while after Ocarina because of the Game Boy Zelda versions, which is childish of me, but I was like 8 when those things came out, so childish, but I was a child, so it's whatever. And then I haven't been able to find them, but Link Between Worlds was a good game. I liked it. I liked playing Link Between Worlds. That was a fun one. It reminded me of the old school Game Boy Color ones a bit. I was a little disappointed with like how predictable it was, but I wasn't sure if that predictability was because of the game or because of how many times I've played through Zelda. So like I can't really judge it based on that. Okay, cool. And then so like, let's see, we come in here with a crease brush again, and let's create a little bit of a crease so that like we can know, hey, there's a jaw here. Maybe I'll have to try those out. Yeah, I didn't even know Tingle games were a thing until like not too recent, or like a little recently. The one Zelda game I gotta say that I absolutely cannot stand is I can't stand Majora's Mask. In my opinion, Majora's Mask is a terrible game. And I think my opinion only says that because of the time limit. Like, the fact that you had to do everything within the 3 days, and then, like, you literally couldn't do everything you needed to do within the 3 days just was really dumb. And, like, you had to keep going back and forth and time traveling. And, like, I just thought that mechanic was really stupid. So, I did not like that version. Okay, let me see if I can come in here with a, like, and kind of scrape this away. So I can get, like, a decent snout here, or snout base. Okay. Looks a little bit like Poe. What the heck happened here? Who knows? But fixed it. There we go. Okay. And now that the eyes are there, let's come in here and kind of draw in these sections again. Yeah, yeah, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know most everybody loves Majora's Mask, but man, I can't stand that game. It was so confusing. Like, I was playing it. I played it on an emulator, and it was so confusing that the entire time I played it on an emulator, and on the other window, like I had the walkthrough open, just because nothing really made sense to me. Like, and then after you played the first couple of days, like that made sense. But like having to constantly repeat days over and over and over again, I just got bored of it. So it was one of those like, I've never played, let me play this, and then I played it and I was like, all right, I am not gonna finish this. I couldn't stand it. Okay, so so now we've got the eyes in there, and the eye sockets are basically, they'll have to come in back with some more detail. That's fine. But he's got these weird little like wavy eyebrows. So let's kind of put in this eyebrow paunch that he's got. So Smooth this out. There we go. Okay. The Skyrim stream will be tonight at 6 o'clock. So in 4 hours, I will start streaming Skyrim. But for now, I'm just gonna keep working on this. But yeah, there you go, Nick. Since you asked, but 6 o'clock tonight, and then I'll keep going until we stop having fun, which for me will probably be midnight. But you know, if nobody's watching anymore and it's like 10 o'clock, well, I'll probably turn it off. But I don't think that'll be the case. So I'll probably be going from like 6 to midnight tonight. Huh. All right. Well, maybe you'll convince me. Maybe I will have to go back and replay that game. But I don't know. Okay, let's come out this way. Come on. There we go. Let's get this eyebrow. Love what DreamWorks and Pixar can do with eyebrows, even when there's like no clearly defined eyebrow. I watched Big Hero 6 last night with my wife, and man, that movie hits right in the feels, man. It's such a good movie. But I would be lying if I said I didn't cry. There were multiple times, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute," or "It was so awesome." You know, like other guys get those reactions when it's like they're like, "Oh, sports movie!" Like, yes, the coaches or the players are doing something in the locker room. It's inspirational. Like, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna tear up. I'm gonna get that single man tear, right? And it's gonna like start to fall down your face. You're gonna back up into your eyeball, like in your tear duct, and man. But like emotional movements, man, I cry. I cry so much. I cry so much. It was a serious point of like insecurity for me because of how often I cried growing up. Like it was pretty bad. And then I got to manhood and just realized, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I can cry. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want. Anybody's gonna judge me for crying, they're clearly an emotionless piece of crap. I don't need that in my life. Do I cry too easily though? Maybe. Maybe. But not really. I mean, like I don't cry over nothing. But like scene in a movie that's slightly emotional, yeah. Yeah, I might cry. Okay, so we've got kind of the Panda outline here, but he needs eyelashes. I have heard of the four swords, like the Zelda four swords. I have not heard of FS Adventures and the Saddle View games. But Zelda Four Swords, I thought was a good idea. Was like a pretty good idea. Okay, so let's bring out these eyelashes here. Oh wait, and maybe increase the strength. All right, got ourselves some eyelash number 1. Eyelid number 2. I called the first one eyelash, whatever, but eyelid number 2. Oh, that's coming out like that. I don't know. Okay, and it actually, let's go in here with the clay strips. Let's pull some of this away. Hey, Tokyo Overflow. Welcome to the stream. How's your day? I need to switch back to relative detail. This brush detail is killing me right now. So let's undo that. Nice. Tokyo Overflow, are you actually in Tokyo? Because if so, you're like 13 hours ahead of me. Oh man, that just made me think of something. Oh, because your name is Tokyo, whatever. That actually made me think of like a joke that I read once. It was like they're like 13 hours ahead, and this woman like didn't understand how time zones worked, right? And so since she didn't understand how time zones worked, she was like, "Oh, well, if they're hours ahead, like why don't you ask them for the lottery numbers?" And she wouldn't believe that it really didn't work like that. I mean, it's not that fun. It's not like a joke, but like it was one of those like, how can people be this dumb type of things. Oh, now he just looks high. Okay, let's come in here. Let's switch down back to brush detail now. And we'll say that like this. Tokyo Overflow, I am working on creating Po from Kung Fu Panda. It is admittedly not great. I am not the best. I am not the best digital artist. Um, I'm much more of a programmer, so I teach game development and everything, right? But I'm much more of a programmer, and I'm terrible with faces. Um, but we have to do art too, so like I've got to get decent at doing art, and so I figured, you know what? Why not start doing some streams? So of it. Yeah, I'll improve someday. Someday. So. Well, I mean, the pose he's going for is like that's what he's doing for. So I'm gonna rig it and like position and everything. A little bit. Oh, let's give him some ears. Kind of looks like ET. A little bit. A little bit. All right, and his ears are kind of just like this like bubbled up thing. So maybe if I just use the snake hook brush here and just kind of pop up and just kind of pull off and pull up this geometry. Huh. No, on YouTube. I didn't realize that was I didn't realize that was set up for um the Four Swords adventure, because I remember having that like the GameCube hookup for the Game Boy Advance and the link cable and everything, but for like Wind Waker, because you could use the GameCube for, or you could use the Game Boy Advance controller for like accessing Tingle's bombs and shops and stuff when you didn't have enough money. Yeah. Okay. That looks better. It actually, you know what? I'm surprised. You wouldn't think that things like look alien without ears, but then the second you add ears to them, you're like, okay, not as creepy anymore. Still not as perfect as maybe I want it to be, but it definitely doesn't look as creepy anymore. Okay. Adios, Tokyo. Have fun playing League. Have a good day. It's good to see you. So I'm streaming tonight Skyrim starting at 6 o'clock, my time. So in 4 hours ish. And then I'll be back on Monday with Doki Doki Literature Club. So Monday at 6 will be Doki Doki. We'll be finishing that out. Some of my students decided to ruin that for me, and they've like dropped hints on it, and all my other kids got really upset when they started talking about it. So I kind of know or I have an expectation of what might happen, but I don't know if it's like the actual route that I've gone down or whatever, but I still don't know 100%. So I'm looking forward to the conclusion of it. I probably will cry because, man, I was crying last stream. I was so sad. I just was feeling sad for the people in my life that have gone through that. So, but I'll be back on Monday with Doki Doki. Yeah. All right, and let's you know what? His paw is here. This doesn't look right. Let's add in a little bit of just a marker for like where his paw is gonna be. Okay, well, thanks for the heads up. Maybe I will cry. Who knows? But have a good day, man. Maybe I'll see you later tonight. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday. All right, there we go. Now we've got a bit of a palm. We can come in here with some clay strips and just kind of bolster that whole area, smooth that down. Okay. All right, let's... I think, you know what? I think for all intents and purposes, where is the shoe? Oh, I didn't move the shoe down with it. There's the shoe. There we go. Now he's got shoes on. Huh. Well, maybe I'll have to look into that. I know that like I'm excited to stream Skyrim, and I'm like looking forward to doing the Skyrim stream for a while. But I know that as soon as I either have saved up enough or get donated enough money to get a capture card, I will be super excited to stream Breath of the Wild, because I have been really wanting to play a Zelda game again, and I bought the DLC for Breath of the Wild and I never finished it. So I actually never. This is really sad. So I bought the DLC and then I started playing in Master Mode, and then after 100 or so hours, I was like, I'm not interested in this anymore. I don't know what to do about that. And so after playing 100 hours in Master Mode, or in like regular or over 100 hours in regular, I just kind of stopped playing Zelda, and it's really upset because I bought the DLC, I started a master mode game, and then I just stopped playing. It's the Switch version. It's the Switch version. And I know this is unpopular, but I started watching some Twitch. Like when I first started streaming, I was like, what do I want to watch on Twitch? Like, how do I want to pick my style from watching streamers on Twitch? And so I started watching like people who had less than 20 viewers during a stream, because those guys seemed like really interesting to me, and like because they weren't like overly obnoxious. I've watched a couple of streamers, whatever, but they were playing Zelda, and apparently among the people that play Zelda, the Joy Cons are like the worst controller ever. But I actually liked them. I don't know, maybe that makes me weird, but they weren't that bad. But anyways, yeah, I started watching like streamers who were less than 20 people, just to like figure out my style and like how I wanted to do things. And I don't know. I can't stand streamers that are like with 100 people, just because they seem to like, they all have the same like voice style, and like things just like there's just so much spam in the chats, and like it just drives me nuts. I'm sure they're not bad people. Like I'm sure they're like pretty entertaining. I don't want I'm sure they're pretty entertaining. I just could not get past like the spam in the chat, and like how at least the ones I watched like were pretty full of themselves. And don't get me wrong, like I'm full of myself, but like it doesn't come. I hope it doesn't come off like that in a stream. Really? Okay, so I saw that there were mods and stuff on uh on Breath of the Wild, but I always assumed it was like a PC emulator. I didn't realize like people had like gotten in with mods on the Wii U. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. My I was worried about that because when I first got mine, the Joy Cons were really like they were kind of weird, and a lot of people didn't like them. And they were having that issue where like one would like list to the left, right, and there was nothing you could do about it except like go back, like send it back to Nintendo for them to like fix that. But then, well, no, Nicholas, it was a real problem. Like it was a real issue. There were a couple of Kokotu articles about the fact that the Joy Cons were messing up. But I think after the first 6 months of people having Switches and playing through, they started fixing it. And when they sent it out, so after about the first 6 months of the Joy Cons, that issue was kind of resolved. But it was a real thing. So I know by the time I got mine, it had been a few months, like 6 months or so, and the Joy Cons were just about perfect. They're still not they're still an objectively weird controller. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like yay pro Joy-Con like all the way, but they are still an objectively weird controller. But they're not the worst thing ever, in my opinion. Okay. So here we are. We've got our bear. We've got our kung fu. Now, let's go back. Let's save this just in case. You never know. Okay. And let's go ahead. You know what we're going to do? We're going to add in some pants now. The cursor is selected. And let's see. We will start with... We'll start with a cylinder. And let's get out of orthographic mode. We'll move this cylinder just up. There we go. Move it forward a little bit. And scale it. Scale it on the Z-axis. Right about there. Let's just get the waistband. Okay. And that should be, let's just scale it on the X just a little bit. There we go. And move back just a bit. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty decent waistband to start off with. We'll delete that face and this face. And we'll turn on snapping. Snap to face. And actually allow it to protect. Yeah, you always gotta wait. That's right. You always gotta wait. Oh, no. What happened there? Okay. All right. I wish there was a... You know what? There is a faster way to do this. Why am I... So much faster way to do this. Okay. Modifier. Where's the shrink wrap modifier? Right here. There we go. Our target is our panda. Apply that. Done. Done. Okay. Now basically everything is there. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Let's look at it from the front. And what we'll do is we will break off 1/2 of these. Delete those vertices. Wait, what happened here? I don't want that one. Nope. All right, now we'll delete those vertices. Add a mirror modifier. Turn on clipping. And make sure... There we go. Oh, dang it. Clipping and snapping turned on. Let's turn off snapping. Okay, cool. Yeah. Panda is still trying to find his waistline. And I'm still trying to figure it out too. But, okay, so here we go. So let's come in here and let's move this. Let's turn snapping back on. We'll just move this back up. Scale that down. There we go. Okay. And let's say here, then here. Wait, what the deuce? Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, I haven't played Hyrule Warriors yet. I just wasn't interested. I don't know. There we go. I mean, it seemed like a fun game. I just wasn't really interested. And it is pretty satisfying when you have the whole bloody thing done. But it can also be like a bit of a pain, you know. And it's like that's what we're currently working with. Let's just undo that though. So now I can go back in here and kind of start filling this in. I'm just taking it. Wait, why am I doing this? I have a tool for this. I have a tool for this. Let's go. It's a new tool. It's a new tool. I'm not. It's a tool that I've never used before, but my students found it recently, so we're gonna see like how it works. Okay, welcome to Retopo Flow. Like I said, never used this thing before. Cool, kachoo, cuckoo, kachoo, and away they go. All right, cool. So I think. Okay. Ha ha ha! This is so freaking easy to do. Oh, that's annoying. That is really bloody annoying. Gosh. How do you color it? Okay, that is a process known as unwrapping. Okay, what? Poly pen. How does this thing work? Can I like? Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's tweak. Can I take this to like here? Can I snap? Okay, how do I freaking do this? Let's get out of this tool. We'll exit this tool. And you know what we're gonna do? We're going to. Nope, I don't want to select everything, but let's select everything here, and just delete those vertices. Because now I can come back in here with contours. How do I... Okay, there's a way to... What the heck did I just do? Okay. Like I could take these to here. So yes, I am actually because I'm a small streamer, I stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if that other chat is coming through and you're like, "What the heck who is he talking to?" Whatever. Yeah, that's where that's coming from. I already had a pretty decent YouTube following because I work with students and I have another YouTube channel doing like teaching digital art or like the tools and stuff. So I'm generally just like talking, hanging out with them too. So they should come. It should appear on the screen, and yeah, it should be working with them. So the awesome, the X awesome. Thanks for asking that question. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Hopefully that's not too annoying for you. You know what? Okay, let's delete those. Let's delete those. Let's just do the contours here. And let it figure it out. Since I don't really understand how this tool works. Here we go. maybe I need to shift these down. Okay. No on YouTube. Did I play the Minish Cap? No. No, I did not. Wait. Poly strips here. Yeah, it should be able to... Dang it. Come on, man. Okay, there's got to be a way. How do I connect them together? General help. Okay. Okay, gotta love learning a new tool in the middle of a stream. Makes me feel like such an accomplished artist. Whatever, we all gotta learn sometime. Okay. Action, drag, yep, cool. Tool help, yes, here we go. Not polystrips help, how do I go to, Okay, cool, wait. Contours help. Let's get some help on this contours. Okay, so, how do we do this? Goes through, awesome, action, cool. Shift select will let me select the edge. Control shift select will get me the whole loop. Bridge selected edge loops. Okay. Okay, so here, let's do this then. So then I should be able to do that. And what if I have 8 there? Yep, and then take it down. And down. And down. And then wait, Control Alt. There we go. And there. Fill that in. Oh no, what'd I do? Nope. Wait, I just want these. And this. Yep. Oh, there's 16. Oh, that's right, because it goes all the way around. Well, I thought here, what if I select these? What if I just do this? You just take it to half this thing. That should be able to fill. I literally have the same vertex count here. There we go. It is the same bloody edge count, like. Man, okay, this is dumb. But that's okay. That gets me a lot of the work done. So now I can exit this and get in here and fill that in, even though the tool didn't want to do it. Wait, F2, F2. There we go. We can fill that in. All right, and we'll stop there. And we'll go to there. Yep. Okay. For a second. You know, let's add in a shrink wrap. Just so I can kind of push these things away. Target the panda. We'll offset it a little bit. Not a whole lot. We'll see it in edit mode. So that way I can... Okay. There we go. Because you gotta get the tail out through there, right? Actually, you know what? There we go. Wait, what the... That should have... Oh no, there's... There we go. There we go. Boom. We got pants. Bring back that panda. Turn clipping back on. We got pants. That's good. Okay. That should be all the way over. That should be over there. Oh, wait. No, I actually don't want that face at all. Wait, what's the scale here? Let's go ahead. Let's apply rotation and scale. There we go. Now. Oh, it's because it's snapping. That's why. It's like, why the heck? So there we go. Now it's basically out there. And I can go back into edit mode and we can kind of grab these vertices and pull them out. Oh, that's a bad way of doing that. Man. There we go. All right, let's go ahead. We'll apply a pant material. And this, we'll just grab kind of a... Alright, where we go? Let's try to match that brown. You know, I can match that brown, so what we'll do, we'll grab this. We'll click that right there, that color. And if we look at it in a material form, there we go. We have that little bit of brown there for the color. Huh. That's actually a pretty interesting thing. For being like... Oh man, I wish they would have made Yura Zelda. Huh. That's stuff I definitely didn't know. Alright, so here we go. We have our panda. Or at least we have our panda pants. Okay, and can kind of bring this stuff out so that what we're really seeing is the... So we're really seeing the panda here instead of, you know what, let's go ahead, let's add a subdivision surface modifier to that. And of course, it's going to make it go into itself. So instead of that, all right. So, Poe has pants. Okay. And I can't really add like the texture to him like that. I guess his pants aren't really that long. Dang. Okay, well I messed that up. His pants kind of stop like right here. So let's actually, we can get rid of this and that. And actually probably even those. We can dissolve those vertices. You know what? We'll just delete those vertices. So now his pants stop there, like they are actually supposed to. And I know he's got some shoes on, but there you go. Okay, and you know what? We're gonna grab him. We'll actually do Panda Black. Alright, and we'll create another material too. Call this Panda White. I'm gonna grab that color there. Okay. So, now I guess it's time to okay. So his legs are definitely black, but he's also doing some kind of wrap stuff. So you know what? We'll just leave his We'll leave his legs as black. So, everything. Right? He doesn't have a mirror modifier on him anymore. No. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to go Panda black. Everything we'll say from here down. We will create a vertex group called this legs. Let's call it legs. Legs. Okay, we will assign that to them. And then we go to materials. And where? Oh, I forget where that setting's at. Oh, okay. And then so we'll assign Panda Black here. Oh man, that's a bummer. I would have liked to see a sequel to Wind Waker. That would have been fun. Okay, so we've got the Panda Black. Now we need the Panda White for the stomach. So that's basically going to be like everything. Okay, let's go back here. Let's vertex group. Deselect that. Let's lock that one so I can't do anything. We'll add another one. This one will be called stomach. Okay. And essentially, everything from kind of here, let's say to there, will be assigned stomach. And we'll even assign that Panda White. Okay, we'll lock that. And we'll go back to object mode, see how we're doing. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, and now all I really have to do is assign some material to his face. So, back to here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to kind of hide the stuff that I don't need to see. So let's stop being able to select through things. And you know what? Let's bring that back. Just so I can hide it all. Hide that. Okay. And then let's go back here. Okay, and it looks like basically his entire head. Let's look at this from the side. So it's kind of his entire head minus his like eyes and his ears. So
Hey, what's up? This is Lau. I keep things fresh by constantly going in with no expectations. I think the songs that I'm the most excited about are ones that I literally had no idea. Like, I didn't even imagine it in my brain in the slightest. A lot of it is up to just the moment and, like, seeing subconsciously what happens and what decisions I'm making that I'm not necessarily conscious of. And that's where the stuff that feels different to me, that's where it comes from. Break the norm with a new kind of network. Xfinity Mobile. Click or tap the banner.
okay, gotta grab all of this. And that's kind of gonna be his panda eyes right there, right? Like. All right, so if I selected everything right, then I should be able to, well, you know what, we'll assign this, the head, assign, cool, and we'll assign that the Panda White. And there we are. We have our Panda. Now, it's not perfect. It's not finished. But, there we go. All right. Now, it is 3 o'clock. Started this, we did this for 3 hours. So, for 3 hours worth of work, I'm saying not bad. Not bad. It's not great. It's not great. I'm not gonna go that far. I can see I missed some vertices here. But for 3 hours worth of work, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Well, if you're on YouTube, leave me a comment down in the description on what you think about this work. If you're on Twitch, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. I will be back at 6 o'clock with a Skyrim stream. So this is Tzsweezy signing off for TKZ Life. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you guys, hopefully, tonight. Adios, y'all. Have a good night.